Okay, hey everybody. So tonight is cage cleaning night, and everybody asked if I would show me cleaning out everybody. And another thing people always say is they don't like when I speed it up and have music. They'd rather I talk or they got to see the piggies at regular speed. So just let me know if this is still what you guys prefer. So I'm going to start over here with Bullseye. Actually, I'm going to grab everybody's beds first, and then I'll start with Bullseye. Just find the beds in the bottom of the bin is much easier so that they don't fall out. Hi, cuties. Hey, buddy. Can I have the bed? Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, this one's got hooks. So this is going to take a second. Oh, it's hard to get out. So I'll share a clip with you guys on top of this cube while it's hanging there. Where is she? Raisin loves to go on top of there. Not sure how she gets up there. She must jump. And I can't believe that she can get up there because she's pretty small, but she does. Excuse me. Somebody's back up there again. And she is stretched right out. Oh my goodness, that is the cutest little thing I've ever seen. A little front paw. And then there's Butter Pecan down below. Oh my goodness. Why are you so cute? What are you doing, little Noogie? You little trickster. Thank you. Okay, so now we will start with Bullseye. So Bullseye, he was paired up with Butterscotch Ripple, and then we adopted Nanook here, who's a spayed female, to go with him. But I had a lot of trouble pairing them up. Just, they were not cheery with each other at all. A lot of chattering and lunging and nipping, and I have to be really careful since Bullseye's a hairless pig, really careful that he doesn't get hurt. And it was just right from the start, every time I tried them, it was right escalated to the top warning signs of you got to make sure they don't fight. So that really sucked. So I'm just letting Nanook kind of get used to it here more and hoping that living beside him for a little bit, you know, and taking her out and snuggling her is going to maybe calm her down a bit. And maybe she won't be so defensive. I'm not sure. But we'll try. We'll see what we can do. Because at first I thought if she was going to fit into that group, then I was just going to adopt another spayed female for Bullseye, try somebody else. But since she didn't get along with Nammy at all and injured Nammy, that wasn't happening. So we are back to the drawing board, and I'm not going to panic or freak out. I was quite disappointed with stuff at first because you kind of get your heart set on, oh, everybody's going to be partnered up, everything's going to be awesome and great, and then they kind of throw a curveball, and then you're back to, now what am I going to do? But we'll work it out. They do like being side by side, and they're touching noses and stuff a lot. And there's no aggression, but it's always a different ball game when there's no grids. Bullseye's just a really high-strung pig. And he came on to her very strong and just loud. And then she got all defensive. Just wasn't the best time. And we tried 3 times. So we're gonna give it a bit before we try for a fourth to see how things go. Alright, Miss Nanookie, you're up next. Hey, pretty. She's really sweet, and I had her out for lap time just the other night, and she loves to sit with you. So I know she's a little sweetie. We just gotta work on stuff. She's running a bit there. I'm just hoping that with a bit more time, she'll get relaxed. See there, she's kind of being a bit goofy. So just lets me know that she needs a bit more time to get used to how things go here. Okay, baby. Will you go over? It's okay. You don't know how it works over here, do ya? It's okay, sweetie. See, if you were with Bullseye, you could let him show you the way. Hey, baby. Oops, I just got hay on your face. Ugh. Here, I got hay on your eye. Hold on. Thank you. Neat and tidy, and then that all goes for a crap once they have a partner, and they start peeing and pooping everywhere. Never fails. I've had a couple tidy pigs to start, and then once you get them paired up, it's just like poop everywhere, which is fine. I'm used to it. There's a place for you to hide, ma'am. It's kind of a little wonky. There we go. Maybe we'll put that there. So you can hang out there. And then this one over here. Is that alright? Okay. Next. Littles, we're starting over here. Can you go back over? So with the herd here, it took probably 3 or 4 days for me to be pretty comfortable with how they were acting with each other. It was just about the first probably 48 hours that were the most intense. But luckily after that it calmed down pretty good. But for the first 12 hours it sucked watching them because everybody's kind of on edge and they're working out who can boss who around. And there's lots of lunging and nipping. And I hate lunging because it's scary. But luckily after 12 hours the lunging had stopped, which was a pretty big deal. Now I do find it's a lot easier to have them all together. It's just nicer that everybody's got more room to run around. Because at the time, if you remember, Nammy and Raisin just had the 2x3, which was too small for them all to share. So now they've got more room to play, more piggies to play with. Excuse me. Oops. Now some people were asking why I decided to put them all together. The initial reason was I had adopted Nammy and I was going to see if she could be spayed to be Bullseye's friend, but at her checkup found that she had a heart murmur, so she was not a candidate to go through surgery. So then I was of course gonna keep her, and then I was like, okay, where can I put her? I don't have any neutered males. So I decided to neuter Littlefoot and that I would make a trio. Because I didn't want her to be alone and I really didn't have room to have another cage. But while we were waiting for Littlefoot to get healed, we were told about Raisin, who needed a home. She was in the back of a pet store with her eye injury, and my vets had said, if you'll adopt her, we'll fix her eye for free, because right now she's not able to go anywhere. So then we took on Raisin, put her with Nammy, but they still were in too small of a cage. And since I had neutered Littlefoot, I was like, okay, I'm still going to put these guys together because I don't want to have neutered him for no reason. So that's why we made the quad. We had plans to make a trio, but little Raisin came into our lives unexpectedly. And we just kind of made do. So to say that I'm super happy these guys worked out would be an understatement. As soon as things didn't work out with Nanook and Nanaimo, I was scared, thinking like, okay, none of this is going to work as planned. Like, what am I going to do if not everybody gets along? So I was a little panicked, not going to lie. But then it was super nice when the next day these guys were calmer. Are you popping around, Nammy? Yeah, everybody seems really happy and calm with each other, which is my favorite thing. Somebody's got staticky hair. And Raisin is so much bigger already. When I got her, she was just, I couldn't believe how tiny she was. Almost scary tiny. So for these guys, I still am giving them hay piles. Even though I said, I hate hay piles. But I still like to give them a bit, just so it's super easy for them, you know, to eat together. And who doesn't love to see a pig in a hay pile? Hi, bud. Okie dokie. Bullseye. He does some chewing every once in a while. He doesn't do it constantly, but sometimes he just gets a bit riled up and starts to chew, and it's a little bit annoying, but there's not much you can do about it. I'm just glad it's not like constant or obsessive, because then that would drive me nuts and I would worry about him wrecking his teeth. So luckily it just comes in little spurts and then he'll stop. He really wants to be beside her, well, in her cage, right? Just need to wait for her to agree. Okay, so these guys really like cubes. Gives them a little place to hide. And then little Nuggy there loves to jump on top and hide. Which just makes me laugh because I just never understand how she gets up there. So I do like to put on these because if she jumped up there without the hooks on, she would crush who's ever inside. Not that she weighs a ton, but still. I don't think anybody'd be too happy if they got squashed. Can't see, but I'll guess where this is. Yay. Okay, there we go. So for the pellet dishes they have 2 of these double dishes that I got from Bobby's Bunny Boutique. I really like them. See, nothing is cuter than seeing the 4 pigs eat together. And I'm still not sure who's the boss of who, because as you just saw there, Pecan nipped at Nammy to not be so close to her, and Nammy listened, so I don't know. But I don't care either. As long as everybody's happy, I don't care who's the boss. guess we'll leave that open so they can see each other. And then I always put a snuggle sack in just because I want to make sure Littlefoot always has an option to stay nice and warm. So there we go. That's how we set up this cage. My little happy babies. So on to our next cage. Almost at our last cage, but we still got Kelvin. I save him till last because he gets his tummy bathed. And I always end up getting my shirt soaked, so I just wait till the very end so that I can go change after. So this is Apple and Huckle's cage. And if you follow us on Facebook, you'll know that Apple had been going through what first started as a bladder and then also morphed into a fungal infection. It possibly was like the yeast type of fungal because it started onto her genitals and then transferred onto her face and mouth. If you want to go onto my Facebook, I'll leave a link to the pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. It was not pretty. And once it started, it just got worse so fast. And her nose and her mouth were so crusty. So we went to the vets and were given an oral antifungal. So she had that for 2 weeks. And now we're just extending it for another week because I'm just not 100% convinced it's totally gone yet. She still has a bit of dry skin near her genital area. So I just want to make sure that everything's absolutely gone. I'll be right back. I just got to get a cloth. There's a bunch of spray on the back there. So as I was saying, I want to make sure that absolutely all of the fungal is dead and gone. Because if it wasn't, it would come right back. So we do not want that back. Now, if you had fungal that's like ringworm, that would be contagious, and you'd want to quarantine your pig with it, and you'd need to wash down their cage with some super disinfectant, maybe take it outside and bleach it, that kind of thing. Now, we never tested Apple for ringworm because she had already started treatment with, I was using Monistat on her, but where her like stuff was happening, it didn't look anything like ringworm pictures. So all I've been doing is washing their bedding on like boiling hot water, wiping down their cage every day. As soon as she's over her antifungal, we're doing new water bottles for them. So right now with their water bottles, I've been boiling them in hot water to clean out all the tips perfectly well. And the bottles, she didn't have a hay bag for 2 weeks so that any crusties coming off her mouth wasn't going in the hay bag. And when it was as bad as it was in the very beginning, I was doing bum soaks and wiping her face with a warm cotton pad to take off as much junk as I could so that not too much stuff would be falling in the cage. And I was cleaning their cage extra times each week, again, just to keep them really clean and really tidy. And another thing we did was treat Huckle and Apple with Revolution, which that treats parasites like mites or lice. My vet didn't feel like it was mites, but she said there's no harm in treating them. So we did one round of the Revolution, and then exactly 4 weeks later we do the next round. So when we do the next round, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to treat your pigs for mites or lice if they had it. So it's going to be so easy when I show you how you do it, and it's cheap. So like there's really no excuse at all for people to not treat their pigs when they have skin conditions like mites. So yeah, that'll be in a couple weeks before I can give that out. So I'm just glad that she's doing back to normal. I didn't notice any side effects on the antifungal. It was about 3 days into treatment, and you could already notice such difference. And she did popcorns, I remember that morning, and laps, and I was so happy, because then I thought, when's the last time I seen her do that stuff? And I couldn't remember. So it was an ugly time. I just gotta go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Well, I should also say that while she was going through the worst of her fungal stuff, I dealt with her last. So I would clean everybody else out, get everybody else ready for nighttime, and then look after Apple and Huckle. I'd wash my hands thoroughly after handling her, change my clothes, just as a precaution. And what else did we do that was different? If you have any questions, just leave me some comments below. I could be forgetting things that we were doing specifically for them to make sure. Luckily, like Huckle, he's been exposed to her for the whole time. Nothing's shown up on him, thankfully. Nothing on me, nothing on the other pigs. But I was pretty convinced that it wasn't going to be like ringworm that's contagious, because it just, as I said before, didn't look like that to me at all. But still, you know, crap can happen. I was just glad that nothing showed up. I think it's 7 to 14 days of being exposed to ringworm that it could show, and we've been dealing with this stuff for almost 4 weeks, so I think we're in the clear. There we go. I still, though, still when I'm handling her, I do it last, and I wash my hands. Like if I have her out for giving her medication and wiping her face or giving her a bath, I still do make sure I do that last. And before I go over to Calvin, I'm going to go wash my hands again. Okay, so it's bath time for Calvin before I clean his cage out. Hey, buddy. So Calvin gets his bath twice a week. He is almost 6.5. And he likes to lay around a lot. And we're still going to have one more bath time for Apple after she's all finished. We're going to use Gorgeous Guinea's cocoa neem melt and then that shampoo that matches. So maybe I'll do a video on that for you guys. Okay. So as a senior, sometimes Kelvin has poop stuck in his bum. So while I'm rinsing his bum area, you can gently pull back and let the poop come out. If the video of me doing that was any good, I'll include it in. You'll have seen it. But that's sometimes something that happens with seniors. Poor Calvin, he had a cyst removed here and one here. And now he's got another one starting again here, right where his other one was removed. Which that can sadly happen with cysts. Even though you get them removed, they can still come back. So that stinks. The only difference now is, like before when he had them, Hobbs would chew them. So that was a big reason of why we had to get it taken off, because Hobbs was making it get all yucky. Good boy. Bullseye, stop. It's chewing the bars right now. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, now on one of Kelvin's back feet, he keeps getting like a callus mark. I don't think I'll be able to show you without. I don't know if you can see it. It's a dark spot that I keep putting Gorgeous Guinea's F&M foot ointment on, and eventually it falls off, and then sometimes a new one starts. I think it's just from the pressure points of how he's standing changing. So I just keep an eye on it. I mean, that's something that gets washed twice a week to keep it clean. And he's had that for quite some time. It comes and goes. So I just always keep an eye on it. So Kelvin likes to just hang out down here while we clean. So I just give him his bed and he goes and pops in there. Cages that you gotta clean more often. Stuff is stacking up. So I like to give him liners folded over so that he has more cushion. And then we get Kelvin. Hey bud. Ready? So I seal the back and we go up and away. Oops, I took one of Ben's toys with us. There we go. Okay, so now that that's done, I go wash my hands, and then everybody gets a piece of vitamin C. Okay, I don't know who's going to have watched this far into the video, but now it is vitamin C time. So I take them and I break them so that everybody gets half. There you go. Hi, Nanook. Here you are. Hey, kids. So for the herd, Pecan will steal other people's treats because she eats hers in about 2 seconds. So we have to watch for that. Here, Nugs. Here, sweetie. So what I try to do when she's trying to steal people's foods is I try to pet her, but it doesn't always work. She just barrels through to try and grab everybody else's vitamin C. Yeah, everybody really likes the vitamin C tabs, and then in the morning I give them half of the urinary support. And Calvin, I just started him on the joint support. It has glucosamine in it, which is good for the joints. So we've started that for him as well. I just break one up for him into about 4 or 5 pieces and leave it in his dish at night. And at some point in the night, he takes them out and eats them. Keep going, Littles. You're so slow. Oh, no. Hey. Don't steal Littles. Oh no, no, no. She's trying to bite. Take it, Littles, run. Save your treat. Oh no, now you knocked into Nuggie. Hopefully Nuggie finds hers. She's crazy for food. You think she was starving. Mammy's done hers. You can't take one. No, sweetie, you've had yours. You're okay. Calm down. You get fed every day and you can eat hay whenever you want. Littles, eat yours. Little foot. Oh, it's too late. There, take it. Go. Run. Run. She's right behind you. Oh, she took Nuggies. That poor little pipsqueak's gotta get quicker. Here, Nugs. Is Namby gonna steal yours? Littles, you're wasting so much time. I can only save it for you so many times. Nuggie. Here, sweetie. Hi. All food's gone. Pecan. Oh, you're such a tubbers. Why do you take everybody's foods? What are you doing, Nam Nams? Hi, pretty girl. How are you? Hi, beautiful. Oh, I wonder if little Nuggie's gonna be able to finish. Look at this. What are you doing? You're such a goof. You stole it, didn't you? You stole it. Oh no. Did you finish it, Nan? Oh, little Nuggie? Oh, I think there's a piece in there. Yeah, she's gonna find it, isn't she? Did she take it, Nuggies? You gotta be quicker. You need to take it to your high hide. Here's some hay, so you guys can have some of that. What do you think, little Nuggies? There you guys, you can share. Ugh. Hi, bud. Hello. How are ya? Hi, buddy. I'll get your senior support. Not senior, your joint support. No, this is Kelvin's. You need to give you your meds, though. Hold on. And these are difficult to break. I give up. Yes, wild beast. Yes. There you go. All right. Here, we can let this guy out if he wants to come out. Okay. We all good? Hey, babe. Hey, Mr. Huckle. Hello. You're quite possibly the cutest little boy ever. You're hilarious. You are. You are. Hey, bud. Hi, bud.